Welcome back to our channel. Today we want to talk about something very interesting and honestly, very sensitive. And it is the issue of having a bestie when you are married. Is it right? Is it wrong? Does it harm a marriage? So, babe, what do you think?
I think besties are very they are people we have seen as close acquaintance or people that have rendered help at one point in our life or another point. So those are the people we can pinpoint that these are our bestie or best friend. So bestie bestie the with the trend going on now, and the negative effect of bestie, that's what we want to really point out to you. So stay glued as we continue.
All right. So, if I may ask, who is a bestie? To me, as a man, I feel my bestie is that close confidant I have as a guy. Maybe we are friends. We talk about our career together. We just talk about things that improve our life. And from time immemorial, he has always confided in me. I've always confided in him. We hang out together, maybe take a drink. So, babe, as in from the woman perspective now, who is the bestie to you?
Bestie before, what we used to know, they are friends. They are just close friends. But now the world has taken it far more than what we used to know. They have turned besties into something else. That the things you are supposed to relate to your partner, the one you call your husband or your wife, you go out to tell your bestie. And in marriage is supposed to be for two people, not for the third party.
The community.
Yes, the community. Before you know, it will result to something else. You will not start seeing
Interference.
interference from different people. People coming to interfere in the affair of your marriage. They now become like a deliberation. So it's
It's not
somehow.
like the marital affair now become like a public debate.
Yes.
Hey God.
And it's supposed to be, marriage is supposed to be for two people. Two people that understand themselves, that are try to understand themselves and try to move on together, because even the Bible says two people will come together and they become one. So bestie is coming out to separate these two people, because if you cannot take your partner as your bestie, then there's something else. So
Okay. The next question we're going to be asking is why do people keep besties? In other words, why do we keep besties? So, from my point of angle, I see that aside a friend, like one of your close relative, family could be a bestie. Yes, that's because of the long-term relationship you keep with that person. You see them like your siblings, like your family members, anybody that people you can share things with. And like from the woman perspective, I don't know. What do you feel about that?
besties is someone you can run to
Yes.
in times of need.
Okay.
So people do have besties because of that purpose, so that they can have somebody to cry to, maybe when their partner hurts them,
Mm.
or they can have somebody to help them financially. That's why people go outside their marriage to keep a lot of people calling them besties. And the attention supposed to be given to the husband or the wife is being divided. You give some attention to the bestie, then you give your husband that attention and the attention. There's no way you can be able to share your attention. If your attention is on one person, you can be able to give your best. You can be able to take the fault because nobody is perfect. So people have their flaws. So you can be able to accept the flaws of the person. But once there's a bestie there, you know you have somebody to cry to. You will you will
And
be putting tension.
see, I have this issue of constantly sharing your thoughts, your feeling with that your bestie
Yes.
or partner. Any little thing that happens, you go to tell the person, your husband didn't give you money for soup, he didn't
And the
do
person will
this.
do take the
You understand?
responsibility of your partner.
And you see the person now, like it comes to a point that the person starts giving you wrong. You hear things like, you are trying, though. My husband will not try that for you. Hey, that's it. That will not be telling you how to run your own home. Are you getting that? So now let's go to the advantages of having a bestie in marriage. I just want us to be honest to ourselves. I know it has advantage, but actually the disadvantage outweighs the
Yeah,
advantage.
advantage.
So, what do you think is the advantage of having a bestie in a marriage?
The advantage of having a bestie is that they can stand as a support, especially those like some people they grew up without knowing their parents. They don't have a sibling. They happen to be on their own and they struggle to come to life on their own. So they need bestie to keep them company, to ensure that their life keep going. For those kind of
Like a
people,
companion.
yes, for those kind of people, you cannot say they should not have bestie. But you should also be very careful with bestie and before bestie turn to something else. And
Uh,
you can't sort out the issue again. You become wide. Instead
mm,
of you to be able to stay with your partner, you begin to expect things that are unrealistic in marriage or relationship. So
all right. And I think to me, a bestie is advantageous when the person stands on a neutral ground. On a neutral ground. In other words, for example, I go to report an issue about my wife to someone. That person will be a friend. I'll call that person a true friend. When the person stands on a neutral ground, the person will tell me where I got it wrong. I also, like say where my wife got it, not just like standing on the part of one person. For example, because I was a guy I went, you know, like, that your wife? Are you getting it? Are you getting it? And things like that.
there's a thread there.
So, so these are red flags we should watch out for. And then let's go to the disadvantage of having a bestie. Disadvantage of having a bestie. One of the disadvantages is emotional transfer. On my part as a man, my wife has a bestie and bestie. A bestie could be a man or a woman. Imagine she relays an issue we are having at home to her bestie as a man. I think that should be a threat to me as a man because um, hmm, before you know it, that one starts telling her sweet words, calming her down, making her. Before you know, another thing will start happening. So, what do you think at this point of emotional transfer? As in, is it really true?
Yes, emotional transfer. There's divided emotion. You're trying to please this your bestie, and you're also trying to please your husband. And again, I think somebody you're always telling. If I keep telling somebody about my husband, I keep telling him about his fault. One day he will advise me wrongly, and it will lead to something else. So, and I don't think it's very good for you to take your husband to your bestie and begin to analyze, and he begin to talk, he begin to give you suggestion on what and what to do. All those things, it will lead to you transferring your emotion from your husband to the bestie. If the bestie should be your bestie, it should be the bestie of your husband too, so that two of you could be able to flow together.
And
You
and
hear from your husband, also hear from you.
yes, and it creates this comparison.
Mm.
Comparison. Like you heard me mention a point earlier on
Mm.
where I said, you see some women start saying, "Hey, say my husband used to give me 24,000 to cook a pot of soup." And you that the question is, the husband that is giving you 24,000 to cook pot of soup, what job is he doing? Maybe she should be working in NNPC, or
Mm.
she have very good business. Then you that maybe your husband is doing a paid job that
Mm.
maybe they are paying him like 100K a month,
Mm.
and you are still expecting him to be giving you
The
24,000
same
to cook
amount.
one
Pot
pot
of
of soup.
soup.
As in, how possible is that?
Mhm.
So it creates this high,
Comparison.
you know,
Mm.
comparison, and
Mm.
that is disadvantageous to marriage.
Mm.
Also, it leads to what we call secrecy.
Yes.
Secrecy. So, can you throw more light on that?
Yes. Secrecy. The husband. Me, I will not trust a wife that take my, or my husband that take my own issue to another woman. Because if you are telling another woman about me, that means you are bringing out my leg. You are bringing out the things. I know everybody has their flaws, but you go to a particular woman and keep telling her that this is what my wife does. This is what she's not doing well. This is what she does. What do you expect the woman to do to me? She will use it against me, and you say she's your bestie. There's a problem with that. So we should be very careful with the way we relate with besties, telling them our secret. How well do you trust that bestie? Because I don't think your partner will want to even hurt you. But we have seen a lot of friends that betray their friends. Maybe because they couldn't tell, they were expecting the partner to marry them, and the person didn't marry them and went to marry somebody else. So they decided to be there for the meantime and later on inflict pain on the marriage. So you taking your secret out to that bestie can lead to a lot in your marriage, because a lot of things keep coming out, the wrong advice, interference, many other things, transfer of emotion, the divided attention. You begin to lose focus in the reason why your marriage should be. The things you are supposed to put in place in your marriage, you cannot put it in place because your attentions are divided. So you have to be very careful.
And it gets worse, this idea of secrecy.
Mm.
When you start seeing couple begin to hide chats from each other,
Mm.
calls from each other,
Yes.
secretly going to visit your bestie. You
Yes.
get it? So these
Spending
are these
time.
are you understand? These are red.
Time
These
you're
are
supposed to spend with your partner.
so
Mhm.
so these are red flags.
Mm.
Red flags. To me, one thing I just feel, if your husband or your wife cannot read through your text message, then there's something you are hiding.
Mm.
If your husband or wife cannot go through your phone chat, then there is something you are hiding.
Mm.
I think you should be transparent. You should be transparent. If there is nothing you are hiding, why do you put password in your phone? Password, fingerprint, facial identification.
Mm.
You understand? It may be at the bedroom, and the moment the wife grabs the phone to start watching. And
We need
the
to
next thing is that he can even run out of the bedroom with soap on his body.
There's a
you
problem.
know, you know, that is really really
A red
a
flag.
red flag.
Mm.
Now let's now talk about the long term effect of a bestie. And to me, I just feel it could create what we call a long term emotional shift, a long term emotional loyalty shift. You may still be physically married, but in the mind, I think a lot of persons are physically married for years, but in the mind they are already divorced.
Mm.
I get it
Yes.
because there's a shift of what loyal loyalty.
Mm.
So and once this starts happening, trust issues begin to come in.
Mm.
You get it?
Yes.
Any little thing, an eyebrow is being raised. Do you get it?
Yes.
And when things like this begin to come in, it leads to what we call breakage.
Mm.
Marriage
Relationship,
breakage. So
communication, a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
things.
so this happens to be one of the trends.
That's why we have a lot of divorce today in the
Yes.
society, because
Mm-hmm.
trying to keep up with keeping a friend and keep up with your partner is something you cannot do for a very long time. So it will only work for the
Time
physical
being.
time, yes, the very time, the season you have. But if you look at the
A
long time,
long time effect.
it will not it will not
Alright.
it will not
So
work.
now another question we may even like address is it safe to have a bestie in marriage? Is it safe? Because some people argue that it's okay. As so far the bestie boundaries are respected. For example, so far your spouse knows them very well and that there are no secrets.
Mm,
And the friendship is not competing with your marriage.
mm,
Mhm. And also, at some point I just feel what leads to something else is when people fail to keep boundaries.
mm.
Uh, you know.
The trend we are seeing today, you see the friend leave the bestie goes to the friend house, the bestie perform the duty of the partner. Maybe the partner is not around, the woman goes to the bestie house. You see them maybe taking the bestie out, doing some activities that the man is supposed to do for the woman. So this is the latest trend of bestie today. That's why we had to bring this topic to you so that we can see it. It's not that it's wrong to have a best friend, but there should be boundaries. There should be boundaries. You should know what you do for your partner or what you do to your best friend. You don't
And
take your secret out
yes,
to best friends.
yes,
You keep you. There should be a bound
a limit.
a limit to whatever you do
All right.
for them.
So additionally, yesterday I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw a particular lady that attends a gym. You know, she attends a gym. So a time came that her loyalty began to shift from her husband to her gym instructor. Eh? Because she sees the gym instructor like, he said he was physically having the muscle and all of
He
that.
has a good physical features.
Physical features and maybe her husband will be having a big tummy, things like that. So her attention started shifting. And that happened because she went to enroll in a gym class. So for whatever you are doing as a spouse, the two parties must agree that okay, this thing wants to happen and I succumb to it. Her attention started shifting and a time came that when he would be instructing her, she started lusting. You get it?
Yes.
In fact, she started even like imagining herself and the man on top of the bed. Did you get that?
Yes.
Alright. So at the end of the day, the success of your marriage depends on where you invest your emotion. I think together we can say having a bestie is not wrong. Hmm? It's not wrong, but there should be boundaries. And lastly, what do you think? I think we could say this together. Like, let's go. Your wife or husband should be your bestie.
Yes.
Let's go. Your
Your
wife
wife
or
or
your
your
husband
husband
should
should be
be
your
your bestie.
bestie.
So let's go again. Let your spouse be your
Your
bestie.
bestie.
Let's go.
Let
Let
your
your spouse
spouse be
be your
your
bestie.
bestie.
Thank you for watching, guys. This is the ID Spouse channel. Stay tuned for our exciting videos. We're going to give you more and more, exciting episodes. We like to stay tuned to this channel. And please give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to comment and don't forget to share this video so that those who may also need help in their marriages can see this video and this video profile solution. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Sincerely, it makes us glad and happy. Alright, see you guys in our next post. Bye.
Bye.